I was watching a YouTube this morning, as I try to do every day, and came across YouTube with Simon Sinek. And if you know me, I've referenced him before, and certainly world renowned. So maybe you know him already or you follow him already. But he was talking about culture, and the question was, how do you define culture? And he gave a definition that I agree with. However, today I wanted to expand upon that a little bit. His definition of culture was values plus behaviors. Culture equals values plus behaviors. And again, I agree with that 100%. However, I want to add in two other components. So I usually try to simplify things. Now I'm making a little bit more complicated, but hopefully not too much. I'm going from two components to four. But if you think about that, after values, after we've defined our core values and who we are and what makes us different and special and so forth, now we've got to provide definition. And that's the first addition that I'd like to make to the formula: definition. Define, what does that mean? Literally, what does that mean to each role within our organization? Because you can have great values, they look great on the wall, they read great on a piece of paper, you talk about them passionately and so forth. But that doesn't mean that people know how to live them. That kind of gets to the behaviors that he was talking about. But even before that, I want to encourage you as a leader at your credit union to define, okay, Paul, here's what this means to you, or here's how this translates to your interactions with members, or this is what it means or how it relates to your teammates and supporting your teammates and so forth. The definition is critical before we get to behaviors. Because if you don't define it, they're going to define it and behave in the way that they think is living those values. Okay, so that's why I'm inserting definition. Values, definition, then behaviors. And then here's my fourth addition at the end: accountability. Now, accountability has a negative connotation, and that's true in a lot of different applications. But as it relates to here, we think about accountability as, well, somebody wasn't living our core values and we're going to hold them accountable. And you do need to do that, no question, because if you don't, other people are watching and they're going to say, well, why are you confronting me when Susie's been getting away with it for 4 years now? There is the negative side. There's also the positive side. You have to spotlight, you have to acknowledge, you have to really trumpet those instances where people do live our values, where their behaviors do are perfectly in line with the definition, and those support our values. If you don't do that, you're being negligent. You're really letting the ball drop. You're missing out on a golden opportunity to further solidify this culture. Remember, when we talk about something that's nebulous like culture, there is no finish line. Okay, it's always evolving. It's always growing, and we can't take our foot off the gas. We've got to make sure that we're constantly focused on it and consistently communicating to our people when we are meeting our expectations. So that's why I'm saying you got to make sure that accountability is the fourth component to this formula, and It's positive accountability as much, if not more, than negative accountability. So, kudos, of course, to Simon for his definition of culture, but I'm going to have four ingredients to my recipe of culture: its values, its definition, behaviors, and accountability.